Hey trainers, you have Pokémon Master TC. In my last video, I ranked the gym leaders in the Pokémon anime from worst to first in how I thought they were cool and how they appealed to me as a kid. In today's video, I'm going to be continuing to rank gym leaders, but this time I am ranking them in their appearances of Red and Blue. When I was a kid and I found a new gym and I had a battle with a gym leader, it was always so exciting. I was always hyped, I was amped, and I was ready to prove myself to show that I deserved a new badge and to show that I had been training. And so in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my favorite gym leaders from worst to first. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button because I've got plenty of Pokemon content in the works for this channel, including discussions, showcases, and rankings of subjects in the Pokemon universe. And I also have Pokemon of the Week, a series in which I dive into a specific Pokemon, including their appearances in the anime, the TV show, the video games, and their trading cards. All right, enough about all of that. Let's get into ranking Pokemon gym leaders in Red and Blue. Pokemon changed my life. It became my first addiction. The TV show, games, cards, and toys. I was enamored by it all. Becoming a Pokemon master was all that I cared about as a kid. And so, I became one. Join me, Pokemon Master TC, as I relive the most nostalgic part of my childhood and showcase my Pokemon collection, and most important of all, share my love of Pokemon with you. Coming in at number 8 on my list is going to be Blaine of Cinnabar Island. Now, nothing against Blaine, but I typically chose Squirtle as my starter, and that meant I was super effective against Blaine's heavy wave of fire Pokemon that included Growlithe, Ponyta, Rapidash, and Arcanine. So for me, it was kind of a breeze to fight Blaine, but I will say I really enjoyed his gym overall because I enjoyed quizzing myself, because you have to answer these quizzes that he has set out in front of you, and if you get them wrong, you have to battle the trainer that's in that room. Now, for me, being a Pokemon master, I didn't get any of the questions wrong, but even if you answer the question right, you can still fight the trainer, which I did for the experience. And as far as Blaine goes, by that time, I had a super powerful team. And whenever I fought Blaine, as I mentioned, I probably had a Blastoise at that point. And so fighting him wasn't as exciting as it should have been, which is why Blaine is number 8 on my list for Pokemon gym leaders in Red and Blue. At number 7, I have Erika from the Celadon Gym. Now, in my previous video, I had Erika at number 8. She does go up one spot, and there's nothing really against Erika. I really enjoy the old man outside of their gym who's kind of a peeping Tom. It's kind of adds humor to the game, but when you get in the gym, there's a cool atmosphere about it. You can tell there's a lot of plants there, and you have to use cut to reach Erika. And while you're making your way toward her, you'll have to fight lots of trainers. But to me, Erika wasn't too much of a challenge for me, regardless of my starter. Whether I had a Squirtle, a Charmander, or a Bulbasaur, Erika was never too much of a challenge for me. I will say I did love her team of Victory Bell, Tangela, and Vileplume. She definitely has some powerful Pokemon, and I give her credit where credit is due, but Erika is going to sit at number 7 for my favorite gym leaders in Pokemon Red and Blue. This may surprise some of you trainers out there, but I am picking Giovanni at number 6. And it's due to the fact that you battle him twice before you enter his gym. You battle him once at Silphco, you battle him once at the Team Rocket hideout, and because of that, he wasn't that intimidating to me because I had already beaten him twice. But I do like the fact that his gym is closed. At first, there's a little bit of a mystery surrounding it, like who is this gym leader and why isn't he here now? He is the final badge, and you can access it when you have collected the 7 badges previously. And I did like the fact that his gym had these little warp tiles or speed tiles that would kind of spin you forward, and it kind of acted like a maze into how to get to Giovanni. But again, my team was pretty powerful by the time I fought Giovanni. I did my grinding, and so I came fully prepared to take on the head of Team Rocket. But I love the mystery surrounding Giovanni. He does have a Doug Trio, a Nido Queen, a Nido King, and he's got a Rhyhorn and a Rhydon. But with Blastoise by my side, it was no problem. My next gym leader that I am picking is Koga. Now, Koga resides in Fuchsia City, and that is one of my favorite cities in the original Pokemon Red and Blue. There's a lot to do there, and it was always kind of a treat to finish off the city by defeating Koga. And Koga's gym is very unique because there are invisible walls everywhere, and you kind of have to figure out the correct path in how to reach Koga. And when you fight him, he's not too difficult. Koga does have 2 Coughings, a Muck, and a Wheezing. A lot of poison type Pokemon, so make sure you bring some antidotes with you. But I love the atmosphere of his gym, and I like Koga overall. As I said in my video with the anime gym leaders, I feel like Koga is vastly underrated, and that still holds true for my rankings of Pokemon gym leaders in Red and Blue. Don't sleep on Koga. Heading into the top half of my favorite gym leaders from Red and Blue is going to be Sabrina, who was my top choice for the anime. Now, Sabrina is not as intimidating as she was in the anime show, but I do still really respect her and her telepathic powers that she has. I like her backstory, and I like the warp tiles in her gym. For me, I learned the trick by myself. I didn't look up a strategy guide, but if you just take the warp tiles and you always go to the bottom right corner, you will reach Sabrina. I know that it probably gave some trainers some issues in how to reach her, but for me, I figured that out. Now, Sabrina does have a very powerful team. She has Kadabra, Mr. Mime, Alakazam, but one of the more weird team members of her psychic crew is a Venomoth. I guess Venomoth probably has some psychic abilities. I think of him more as a bug and poison type Pokemon, but Sabrina's team should not be taken lightly. They can do a lot of damage. And I remember as a kid, I was thinking, because I had saw the anime, I was like, oh no, I need a ghost type Pokemon to take down Sabrina. That's really not the case. You can take her down with, a lot of different Pokemon, but I still loved her gym, and I loved the aurora around Sabrina. She is a very solid gym leader. Let's crack the top 3 gym leaders that I love in Pokemon Red and Blue. This next selection is going to be Misty. So I have a very soft spot for Misty in my heart. I love her character in the anime, and because of that, I was always so excited to fight her in the Cerulean City gym. And I also love water Pokemon. I typically would always choose the water starter, although I did playthroughs with Charmander and Bulbasaur as well. But for me, I love water Pokemon, and Misty was the most powerful water trainer around, and so it was really exciting for me to always face off with her. When you enter the gym, there's that guy that helps you out near the statue. He's always like, yo, champion making. And he would always kind of like hype me up to fight these trainers. And I remember talking to him for the first time about Misty and just psyching myself up like, yeah, I'm gonna take on Misty. I'm gonna give it my all. And Misty was a challenge for me because my team wasn't that powerful at that point, and she was a very respectable opponent. And so Misty cracks the top 3 due to my love for her in the anime and how excited I was to take her on in Pokemon Red and Blue. Trainers, there is absolutely nothing like taking on your first gym battle. Brock is my selection at number 2. I loved that feeling of getting a gym badge for the first time in Pokemon Red and Blue. It really signified to me that I was on the right path, that I was training my Pokemon well, and that I could advance in this game. And remember, I was only 10 years old during this time, and so to beat Brock for the first time, it was really exciting for me. And because I typically had Squirtle, if he learned Bubble, it wasn't that big of a deal to fight Brock, but due to the excitement of earning a badge for the first time, due to the excitement of battling someone who is more powerful than the trainers that I have been fighting, Brock to me is the gateway into the Pokemon battling universe. You kind of get that high defeating him. And I remember the first time I fought him, the music intensified. And then when you defeat him, you get a really cool victory sound, and he gives you a TM, and it was all just a really special experience. And I also love Brock in the anime, so that will boost him in this ranking. So taking on Brock in Blue and Red was a treat to me, and it was special, and that is why he is number 2 on my list for gym leaders in Pokemon Red and Blue. So when I was making this list along with the one with the gym leaders of the anime, I came to a realization that I really respect Lieutenant Surge, and I wasn't aware of that until making these lists. Lieutenant Surge is going to be my top choice for my favorite gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue, and that's for a variety of reasons. First off, he is a very solid challenge. If I had a water Pokemon, he was probably going to be super effective against it. So that means I really had to work hard to train them before taking him on. You also had to find the secret switch in his gym between all of the trash cans that he had in his gym. That was always kind of fun to figure out where the switch was. And then he's just intimidating overall. I pay attention sometimes to creepypasta, and that's internet rumors about Pokemon and some spooky things about the franchise. But one of the things that there is a rumor about, I don't know if you call it creepypasta, but one of the rumors is that there was this ancient war, or there was this giant war before your time, before you go on your adventure. And Lieutenant Surge kind of talks about it. He says his Pokemon really saved him in the war. And so right there you have it. There was a war. Who they were fighting, whether it was against humans or Pokemon or something else, I don't know. But I do know that Lieutenant Surge was in a war, and that just gave him a mystery around him. I liked the little theory of the Pokemon War, which is why Lieutenant Surge is my number 1 choice for gym battles in Pokemon Red and Blue. He has a Voltorb, he has a Pikachu, he has a Raichu. It's a very solid team, and you need to come prepared to take on Lieutenant Surge. And at that stage in the game, he is one of the most difficult gym leaders and trainers or battles that you will face in Pokemon Red and Blue. So come prepared to take on Lieutenant Surge, because he is my top choice for my favorite gym leader in Pokemon Red and Blue. So you've heard from me, trainers. You've heard my favorite Pokemon gym leaders from worst to first. Now I want to hear from you. Who is your favorite gym leader in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, and why? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with my list? Do you like someone that I didn't? Or do you hate someone that I like? I would love to hear from you. While you are dropping a comment, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for plenty of Pokemon content, including rankings, discussions, and I will be showing off some pretty rare items from my collection that is from my childhood that, yes, spans the 90s. I'm looking forward to connecting to more Pokemon trainers, so I appreciate you guys watching. Trainers, make sure you catch them all.